Kansas City Chiefs select.
The Kansas City Chiefs select
Patrick Mahomes, the second.
The Kansas City Chiefs select Travis Kelce.
Chris Jones.
George Karlaftis.
Hello?
This is Clark Hunt.
Hey, this is Brett Beach. This is Andy Reid. Just want to let you know we're on the clock here. We're going to make you the newest member of the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yes, sir. Let's go, man.
Slipped on by my own lane. Brother snaked me, Cain and Abel. Turn my pain into a payroll. Now my neck and wrist look like a rainbow. From the mud, now I'm living stable. Getting serious, look how I dangle.
Okay. Good evening, everybody. Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. In my 33rd year, this never gets old. I am with Chiefs senior reporter Matt McMullen. This crowd's going crazy.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Because it has just been announced the Chiefs are trading from 9 to 6 with the Cleveland Browns. And we are awaiting for this pick.
The pick's already in.
And the pick is in. The pick is in, and we're going to tell you about it when the pick is made. Final, official. But this is exciting, Matt. And leave it to Brett Beach, man. We knew he was going to be aggressive and on the go. He has made a big move tonight already.
Well, first of all, this atmosphere is absolutely incredible. Can you believe this? This is so awesome. And listen, the Chiefs making their first top 10 pick in a very long time. Brett Beach is sitting there, and he's like, you know what? We found our guy. We're going to trade up and go get that guy. I can't wait to find out who it is. I mean, some great options on the board. Ruben Bain's out there. Mansour Delane is out there. Jordan Tyson, Mekhi Lemon, Caleb Downs. Man, I can't wait. We'll find out any second now.
A couple of things have happened here. One, some offensive guys early coming off the board. Carnell Tate coming off early. And then the Arizona Cardinal pick was one that we were waiting on because that was going to make a pivot, I think, in this draft. And when the Cardinals went the way they went and Tate came off the board early, that left impact defenders there. And so, again, Brett Beach, seeing what he wanted, is made the pick and moving up. It's getting ready to be announced, and this crowd is going to go ballistic.
Yeah, Carnell Tate coming off the board at number 4 was surprising to me.
Yeah.
I think he's a really good player. Number 4 is pretty high, though, and some really good players on the board they passed up. I think that kind of did mix things up down the line, and the Chiefs are so good at this. I think they were waiting to see, let's see how it plays out in the top 3 or 4. And if our guy is sliding, we'll go get him. And clearly that happened.
And when we say our guy, there are guys. And you mentioned them. There's been, if our guys are there, not a long list of guys, but that narrow list, if they're there, we move. And that is what the Chiefs have done. And we are just seconds away from getting the official announcement. But I'm just fired up about this because the Chiefs pick is in. They're going to announce it here very shortly.
We're watching the TV like all of you are.
And thousands of people here. You can see the crowd here. They are waiting, but they're excited about the trade up. They anticipate what we're anticipating here. And let's be honest, the Chiefs, there's the trade.
Well, and Mitch, we held on to 29 and to 40, I believe.
Yeah, we keep the 29 and the 40, but the 74 goes.
And that's a really big deal. And Mitch, whoever this player is, in past years, we would not be able to trade up to get this player, if you think about it, because we're picking at 28, 29, 30, 31, 32. You just don't have the capital to move up to number 6 overall. But in this position, we had that chance. Here we go.
Here we go. Here's the pick. I'm going to like this, Matt.
All right.
Mansour Delane is the Chiefs pick.
This is who Mitch wanted from day one.
This is one of those that you and I text back and forth, okay? For months. And this is a guy, when I watched his video, I go, this is a Kansas City Chiefs impact corner. I'll just give you a few things here. 27 career passes broken up. Started at Virginia Tech, ended at LSU. He allowed the third fewest yards among FBS corners last year, and that's in the SEC. Think who he played against. He allowed a 26% completion percentage and a 27.5 QB rating when they targeted Mansour Delane. This is a guy you can build around. The Chiefs last year, we struggled getting off the field, Matt. 3rd and 8, 3rd and 9, 3rd and 10. We couldn't get off the field. This is a guy that will help you get off the field and start to build back this defense. This is a perfect Spags pick.
This is the best corner in this year's draft, and I think we might have just picked up a lockdown corner for our secondary. You went through some of the numbers. So a 3-year starter at Virginia Tech before transferring to LSU ahead of last season, and he was among the top corners in all of college football last year. A unanimous All-American in 2025. Recorded 13 passes defensed and 2 interceptions while allowing just 14 catches and 0 touchdowns on 357 coverage snaps. Doing all of that despite battling a core muscle injury for most of the season. Also, my favorite note on him, he committed 0 penalties last year. So think about that. He had all that production, 0 penalties, 18 passes defensed over his last 23 games, and he's durable. Started 40 career games in college and played over 2,400 snaps. I'm super fired up about this. This guy is a baller, and we're kind of remaking our secondary right now. He's a big part of that.
And he's durable. 40 career starts between Virginia Tech and with LSU. What's what the LSU coaches said about him in the scouting reports? He's tough as, and he brings energy. This guy is a building block for rebuilding Spags' defense. You talked about the 0 penalties. The fact that you could not get a touchdown on him. He's a man press defender. That's the way that Spags likes to play. You look at the corners in this draft, there's good ones. This is your best corner because he's your best press man defender. Think about the ball comes out quickly. I just put it on X earlier this evening about how the league has changed. The ball comes out fast now. 2-step, if it's a deep throw, it's numbers to the sideline. Otherwise, they're throwing it quick. This is a guy that can defend those quick throws, the quick slant, the bubbles. He is also a willing tackler.
Oh, yeah.
191 career tackles. If you look to play for the Chiefs and you're a corner, you have to be a willing tackler. This guy, Mansour Delane, checks all the boxes for the Chiefs.
And he's always around the football. And, you know, you and I all year were talking about all the respect we had for the Houston Texans defense. Well, if you go to Pro Football Focus, they compare Mansour Delane to Kamari Lassiter. I think we'd take Kamari Lassiter today, right? And at least according to Pro Football Focus, they think he can be that kind of player.
I'm excited, and this kid is smart, and he's tough. Again, played a lot of football. He's got instincts. That's the other thing when you look at his bio. The toughness is there. He's also scheme versatile, meaning that they can do different things with him. But this is a guy, when you look, we lose Trent McDuffie in the trade with the Rams. And ironically, that pick that the Chiefs get at 29 to come back, they kept that in the first round. This was not a trade that took your train off the track. You still get 29 and you still get 40.
Well, again, like if the Chiefs were sitting at 30 right now, like we normally are, you can't make this move because you'd be mortgaging your entire future. But when you're already sitting at number 9, you're only moving up 3 spots. You can do it while still maintaining having a lot of these premium picks. So we have another pick here in maybe an hour or so. Let's see who we get. But getting a corner like this at number 6 overall, it's a huge deal, and I'm fired up for Spags. And also, you know, we're talking about improving our pass rush. This helps improve our pass rush, too, based on what he can do as a coverage guy, but also as a blitzer. Really good blitzer off the edge.
Well, let's back up a second. In the last 4 years, who has been one of the best pass rushers in this defense? It's Trent McDuffie when he was in the slot.
And L'Jarius Sneed before that.
So Delane will give you that. When you look at his numbers, 8 career interceptions, 7 tackles for losses. Now keep in mind, in the NFL, tackles for losses. Sacks counts in college for tackles for losses. And they do not in college, but they do not in the NFL. So him having 7 tackles for losses tells you he's an aggressive defender as a corner, potential slot player, but also an outside player. You're not forfeiting the outside with him. Now, some say the long speed isn't quite there, but he's big and physical enough. If you watch the tape, this is when I watched the video of this guy, I fell in love with him because I saw him defend numbers to boundary deep throws, but then I saw him be a menace on throws underneath and being physical and tough and being a ball hawk.
And you mentioned tough. This guy is really tough. I mentioned earlier he played through that core muscle injury throughout most of the season. A lot of players that they know they're going to get drafted high, if they have an injury, they say, I'm just going to sit these games out, right? That wasn't Monster Delane. He wanted to be out there every single game despite having that injury basically all season, and it didn't hold him back. I mean, he was a unanimous All-American despite having that injury. So, yeah, this guy checks all the boxes. Really fired up about it. Let's get to St. Joe. What do you say?
Well, and I'm excited too because you and I see the potential in Noel Williams.
Oh, yeah.
We saw it last year, and he was the one guy in the secondary that would punch the ball out. He wanted to Peanut Tillman punch the ball. We haven't had a lot of takeaways the last couple of years.
No.
Now, think about the Broncos here. And I'm going to give the Broncos credit. When they got Pat Surtain with the 9th pick, and they go Jedi Barron last year, they built a good secondary, an aggressive secondary, to take away the quick slants and the quick throws and the bubbles and tunnel screens. Well, now with Noel Williams, he has a chance to grow together with Mansour Delane. And they can now work together for the next 3 to 4 years, and you might have the best duo of corners the Chiefs have had in a while.
And Christian Fulton impressed us late last year as well. He's part of this. I don't want to put too much pressure on Monster, but you take a player like this because you believe he's Patrick Surtain. You take a corner this high because you think he can be a defensive player of the year kind of player and has to go out there and earn it. But throughout his career in college, he showed that he could grow into that guy. Let's see what he can do now in Kansas City.
And again, the trade, the Chiefs are still at 29.
Yeah.
And they're still at 40.
We got options.
And there are people go, what about the edge? What about the pass rush? Matt, you and I have talked for 2 months that there is more in this draft for edge defenders and getting outside pass rush and edge defenders than just a Reuben Bay Jr.
Sure.
He probably won't be there at 29.
No, certainly not. I mean, looking at this draft, I thought it really worked out well for the Chiefs in terms of where the talent was, because if you look at that 29 to 40 range, there's going to be a lot of edge players, going to be a lot of receivers, I think, that could fit this team. It's unlike normal years where if we have a need and we're looking at pick number 9, like, man, we have to get a guy here or it really falls off. I think it's almost the opposite, where the strength of this draft really is the middle of the first round to maybe early third round, and the Chiefs have all these picks in that area. So a lot of edge rushers I like a lot of receivers I like a lot at 29. Could also go a different direction if we want, but a ton of talent on the board, and I don't think by taking Delane at 6 we're saying, okay, we're not going to worry about something else. I think we might address that here pretty shortly.
Think about how good the Chiefs have done historically in the late first round or in the third round even. But let's just now take a look at edge defenders who could be there. And this is actually our last podcast. If you go back,
yeah.
We talked about, hey, like them, but don't fall in love with them unless they become your players. We both love Delane. I really love Delane. I liked him, loved him.
Did you mention Delane on our podcast last week? You said he was like your guy? Yeah. Oh, can you love him now?
I can love him now.
Yeah.
I love him. We'll see him tomorrow, and I can't wait to tell him. But,
yes, we will.
But we talked about guys that are edge players. If you wanted Reuben Bain Jr., there's something like that. When you look at it, and I'm going to go to Zion Young. I don't know if he's there at 29, but let's don't overlook the fact that Brett Veach could trade up from 29.
Yes.
If he sees an edge that he likes, and let's go through the edges you like, because Zion Young, to me, brings a lot of a Reuben Bain Jr. if you watch his tape and what he did for Mizzou in the SEC and Michigan State before that.
So Zion Young reminds me a lot of when Charles Omenihu was playing his best football, because Zion is like 6'5", 260 pounds. He's able to get his arms up and play inside over guards and really overwhelm guards, but also come off the edge. Big time production from Zion Young.
33-inch arms.
Yeah, super long
arms.
Edge rusher. Another guy to know, though, is T.J. Parker from Clemson. Big-time production over the last couple seasons from T.J. Parker. And you look at all the benchmarks that Spags normally likes from his edge rushers, T.J. Parker hits all of those in terms of height, weight, arm length, all that stuff. I think like 30% of Parker's tackles in college were tackles for loss. So just a super productive player. And he's the kind of guy that could be there, I think, at 29. We'll see.
Yeah, when you look at his length, too, 33 1/8 inch arms with TJ Parker, and he's got the markers there, too. So, again, if you're disappointed in not getting an edge with the 6th pick in this draft and the Chiefs trading up, know that there is a whole list of guys left that could be a starter or immediate contributor as an edge player, pass rusher, left on the board. Now, let's go to wide receiver, because a lot of people wanted wide receiver at this pick. And there are wide receivers. There's a bunch of them in this draft.
Oh, yeah.
Because people fall in love with the ones at the top. Carnell Tate goes early. Jordan Tyson of Arizona State, Mekhi Lemon of USC. And again, the fact that I'm not going to overlook the fact that Brett Veach could trade up from 29.
He sure could.
Okay.
We still have capital to do that if we want.
But look at these receivers, because we kind of went into this too, but you go down the line. Chris Bell out of Louisville is a guy coming off an injury. I don't know if Denzel Boston will be there. I don't know if Omar Cooper Jr. of Indiana will be there. But these are guys that fit the bill of what the new NFL requires, and that is catch the football in tight window throws, have yak yardage, and keep the drive alive. But sailing the ball down the field now is harder to do because of the way defenses are playing in the NFL, especially against Patrick Mahomes.
Can I give you one more? How about KC Concepcion? Already has the first name for it, right?
Oh, yeah.
We'd have Casey Concepcion and Jalen Royals both on the Chiefs. That'd be funny. Casey Concepcion is a fun player. So he was one of the most versatile players in all of college football last year. Texas A&M has a rich football history, right? Well, he's the first player in Aggies history to have a rushing, receiving, and punt return touchdown all in the same season.
Mike Evans comes to mind, by the way.
Yeah, it sure does. 78.7% of Concepcion's catches last year went for either a first down or a touchdown, third best rate in the FBS. You just turn on his film. He's the kind of player that Coach Reed would love, I think, because of what he can do around the line of scrimmage, but also deep down in the field. So he's a player to watch over the next few hours.
And then my favorite that might be there, even at 40, you know where I'm going.
Oh, yeah.
Ted Hurst of Georgia State. Ted Hurst of Georgia State. Watch his tape. He's another one where I texted you. I go, have you guys watched Ted Hurst's tape? He reminds me actually of Mike Evans.
Sure.
He's a red zone threat, numbers to boundary threat, deep throws, 6'4", 206, 4'4", 37-inch vertical. He could be there at 40. Now, he was climbing up the boards, but you could get an edge at 29 and a Ted Hurst type at 40. And if that happens, you've knocked it out of the park.
Well, you know, we've talked about this. That 40th overall pick is basically the equivalent of the talent level we've been getting in the back end of the first round over the last several seasons. There's not a huge gap between 32 and 40, and that's been our first round pick year after year. Now, not only do we have 40, we also have 29, and we have Monster Delane on this team. So we've talked a lot about the opportunity in this draft. It has to be a draft that's similar to 2022. That's transformative, sets our team up and the foundation of our team up for success for years to come. And having these picks is a great opportunity. We got to hit on them. I think so far so good. But the point we're making, there's going to be a lot of talent, I think, at 29 and at 40.
We're going to have draft coverage all 3 days. Now, here's how you do this.
There goes Jordan Tyson
Download
off the board
the Chiefs
to the Saints.
Doesn't have to change his color scheme much. We're going to give you draft coverage all 3 days. Download the Chiefs mobile app. Super easy to do. You're going to want that anyway if you don't have it already, because there's so many cool things on there and a lot of your contributions. You make that app sizzle. But the Chiefs mobile app, and that is your way to access the entire draft experience. That includes, we're anticipating you and I getting a chance to talk tomorrow afternoon to Mansour Delane, and maybe who we pick at 29 or higher than that. But download the Chiefs mobile app. That is the next best thing you can do other than watch Mansour Delane's video. Just watch it, and you'll realize why we're excited. And think of who he played against. I mean, he's playing the top receivers in college football. So that is the way to do it. So make sure you download the Chiefs mobile app. Easy to do, and when you do, you'll thank us both for that.
So when you texted me back in March saying, Monster Delane is my guy, I love Monster Delane, you think we'd be meeting him on April 24th? We're going to meet him tomorrow. How about that?
How many times, I'm trying to think in my 33 years, when we were able to take the best corner in the draft.
I can't remember a time.
And it's such a premium position. Yeah. I know pass rusher is, but there's a lot of pass rushers. I know wide receiver is, but you can't get enough corners. And the fact that we lost Trent McDuffie, and you lose a Jalen Watson, and you lose a Brian Cook, you're trying to redo a secondary that at times struggled last year, especially when the game was on the line. We've gone through that too. Now you're rebuilding it to be a nasty group. This could become, and what I've said all along, I want a Seahawk-looking secondary, a 25 Seahawk-looking secondary that comes after you every snap, run or pass. We're getting there, in my opinion. The mentality of these guys.
Yeah, taking him is a big step toward that. Mitch and I like to get together with Austin Woodard. Austin might be watching. Shout out to Austin. He makes Mitch's big binder that you've probably seen out there. And we meet up in March and we go over the guys that we like. We talk about the certain positions we're going to go after, the players that we like. And the very first player Mitch said was Monsieur Delane. And now he's a Chief. How about that?
I'm just fired up about it. This guy is going to win. He can make an impact. Week one, day one, snap one. Yeah. And you don't always get that in a draft. But the Chiefs hope to get 3 guys like that tonight, and still with the 29 and the 40 pick. Tomorrow 40 is. And
I think it's important to remind the AFC West, to remind the AFC, and to remind the NFL, we are still here, and we're coming for it next year. Everyone here knows that. Last year was a weird year. It was a bummer, but like we've talked about, it put us in a position to set ourselves up for success for years to come. And to add Monsieur Delane, I'm hopeful that 4 or 5 years from now, we'll look back at this broadcast and back at this draft and say, man, that's where that third run really started.
It's kind of cool tonight. I got to introduce Derek Johnson as the newest member of the Chiefs Hall of Fame, one of my favorite all-time players.
Yeah.
Maybe you or I someday will introduce Monsieur Delane. You'll do it.
No,
I'll be long gone.
You're not allowed to leave, my friend.
Monsieur Delane as the new member of the Chiefs Ring of Honor. What does the Chiefs Kingdom think of this pick? What did this crew behind us think of this pick? Let's take a look. That tells you all you need to know. The vibe here is crazy. The fact, though, that the Chiefs traded up, that was the first reaction we got. Veach being aggressive and still keeping the draft board together, basically. This crowd went berserk.
Yeah, well, again, the Chiefs don't normally have a chance to trade up like this in the draft. When you're 31 overall, you just can't trade up to number 6 overall. You've been trading your first-round picks for years to come if you were doing that. Think about the Patrick Mahomes trade years ago. It took multiple first-round picks to get up to 10 from 24 or whatever we were. So when you're in this position, we don't plan on being in the top 10 again for a very long time. When you're in this position, you say, hey, there's a guy that we want. He's there. We can do it without mortgaging our future, without giving up our premium picks. Yeah, you go do that. And it shows Monsieur Delane, hey, we believe in you. We think you're the guy that's going to get our defense back on track next year.
And he's got the mentality that he's going to fit right in.
Oh, yeah.
This is not a guy coming in like he's got it all figured out. He will come in willing to learn starting tomorrow.
What do you think Spags thinks? He's probably over the moon right now.
This is Spags guy.
I can't wait.
I'm telling you.
I want to go see him at the facility.
Oh, yeah, he'll be fired up. And I so wanted to talk about him before the draft.
I know.
But didn't get that chance. But, again, the Chiefs will still 29 tonight, 40 tomorrow. As it stands right now, the Chiefs could move and be aggressive. The general feeling in this draft, and this is where when the Chiefs put the board together, and it's so thorough, and the work that Brett Veach and his staff does in working with the coaches. Now think about Coach Reed buying in on this pick to get Delane as well. But there was a general feeling there might be 12 guys that have first-round grades. Then after that, you get in the range of 13 to 45, 40. Not much difference. And there's a lot of guys at positions in need. That's what we want to get home to you, is the fact that wide receivers, edges, offensive tackles, all that is still on the board. The Monsieur Delane pick does nothing to change any of that.
So looking at who's been picked since we were on the clock, I'm catching up on this. So Sonny Styles went to the Commanders, Jordan Tyson went to the Saints, and Spencer Fano just went to the Browns. So the Giants are on the clock now. It'll be fun to see how the board falls over the next hour or so. And yeah, I mean, if we get to like the early 20s, maybe Brett identifies a player that he wants, or maybe we stand pat at 29. But regardless, like we've been saying over and over, the strength of this class is in that range. We went up and got, I think, one of the few first-round guys in Monsieur Delane. Well, now sitting at 29 and 40, we have a chance to pounce on some really good players. Just excited to see how it plays out, because already I would not have predicted the board going this way. Would you?
No.
I don't think so.
No, but it worked from the very beginning. The board was working in our favor to have this happen. Okay, we're going to wrap things up from here, and I want to remind you, we're going to give you draft coverage all weekend long. This doesn't end anything, it just begins it.
Oh, yeah.
And the fact that download the Chiefs mobile app, and you're going to get a lot of information, including an up-close look at your newest Chief tomorrow in Monsieur Delane. But, again, a lot of things could happen tonight if we stay at 29 or if we move. So follow the mobile app. That is your place to be for the next 3 days, and every day, really, because we do so much to make that app sizzle. So make sure you do that to access the draft experience. I don't even know how to close it. I'm so fired up. It's just the start.
Yeah.
That's what, it's just started something really cool. But tonight, this move was big.
And we have a long night ahead of us, a long weekend ahead of us, but it's going to be a lot of fun. Mitch and I are going to record our podcast at like 2 a.m. tonight. So hopefully when you're driving to work tomorrow, you can listen to that, get our thoughts on Monsieur Delane. Hopefully Monsieur and whoever else we take will be here tomorrow, and we can chat with them. That's on the agenda. And we'll have videos and articles all weekend long. But this is a lot of fun. I keep saying what an opportunity this is. Well, I think we're off to a great start. Let's keep it going.
Well, let's do it. And so thanks for being with us on this part of the night. But again, we've just put this ship to sea. We're getting ready. We're going fishing some more. So for Matt McMullen, I'm Mitch Holthus, voice of the Chiefs. And for all of your brothers and sisters in the Chiefs Kingdom, stay on the Chiefs mobile app.